Hello, my name is Gracen Chungath. I am the Senior Vice President at Destination Development at Destination Canada. Destination Canada, we are a federal crown corporation and is the national tourism organization for Canada. Our mission is to inspire the world to explore Canada, and by promoting Canada's beautiful destinations and experiences to our visitors and catalyze the development of similar enhancement of such destinations, corridors, and clusters. So we market Canada both domestically and internationally, and we provide information, resources to help tourism industry partners to make informed decisions and to promote their own businesses. So on the supply side, which is destination development, we take a community-centric and a regenerative approach, and that has guided us also towards reconciliation to Canada's peoples, water, and land. So we work very closely with governments, Indigenous partners, sectors to develop and implement marketing and destination development strategies. And our aspiration is that, tourism contributes to the wealth and well-being of all peoples of Canada and enriches the lives of our guests. We at Destination Canada acknowledge the Indigenous peoples of the lands that we play, work, and live on. From coast to coast to coast, we acknowledge the territories of the Inuit, Métis, and First Nations people who are original, enduring hosts of these lands, calling this place home since time immemorial. We do this to reaffirm our commitment and responsibility for improving relationships between nations, including growing our own understanding of our local Indigenous peoples and their cultures. As storytellers and representative of Canada's tourism sector, we recognize our position of influence and the importance of recognizing and reflecting the many voices and places of these lands. So over a decade ago, I had the opportunity to visit Easter Island, also known as Rapa Nui. It's a small island of the southeastern Pacific Ocean off the coast of Chile, and it is known for its unique moai structures carved from the volcanic rock. And these structures are some of the most impressive examples of prehistoric sculpture in the world. So Easter Island is in one of the world's most remote areas, inhabited areas. It is so inspiring for the Rapa Nui people who were able to develop such complex society and culture in the absence of outside influences. And the Rapa Nui people, the original inhabitants, are thought to have carved the moai statues between the 12th and the 16th century. And despite the lack of external influences, the technology that was used to move them from the quarry to the ocean front, the feat of engineering and ingenuity is amazing. And what I would say is, listening to their storytelling without being resentful of the Spanish for the decline of their land and people, and yet having hope and pride of their place, is just indicative of their deep level of kindness. Yes, and in a variety of ways. For example, promoting and developing culture and heritage tourism can generate jobs and income for local residents. Furthermore, the preservation and revitalization of culture and heritage sites can provide a source of pride and identity for the community members, promoting social cohesion and a sense of belonging. It also allows that these resources can be used as tool for community development, allowed to combat poverty, marginalization, and social exclusion. And lastly, I would say that it really fosters an understanding and mutual respect that goes beyond social inclusion to social license through education and community engagement. So the pandemic gave the time and space to pause and reimagine what is our aspiration and appetite for tourism in Canada. And how do we want to prepare for other shocks? And do we want to grow the number of visitors? Do we want to attract a different type of visitor? Do we want to slow it down? And what type of legacy were we creating, and what legacy did we intentionally want to leave behind for the generations to come? So in the midst of all of that, DC conducted a study on the changing landscape of tourism. And this report was called The Big Shift, and it was released in late 2021. The pandemic provided for a time for introspection. Right? This introspection is reflected in this report from the form of like shifts that cover a range from like societal and cultural changes, economics, talent, capacity. And some of the key trends were the ascendance of communities, responsible travel, health and well-being, and creating a sense of place, the role of the resident, and hosting the guest versus hosting a visitor. So this paradigm shift makes looking at the sector as a whole than just the parts. It means looking at an economy as a living system where the guest and the host are in relationship and the destination communities are interwoven and needing broader societal goals and encompass social cohesion, cultural vibrancy, environmental health, and economic prosperity.